Welcome back. In Python programming, you work with different types of data. Some of the most used types of data in Python include integer, float, string, boolean, list, dictionary, tuples, among other data types. So in this lesson, we will look into one of the most common types of data you work with in Python programming, which is numbers. Specifically, we are going to look at integers. Numbers are broadly categorized into two. One of the category of numbers is integers. So what are integers? How do we use them in Python? In everyday life, we use whole numbers all the time, like counting money, scoring points in a game, among many other things we do per day. These whole numbers are what we call integers in Python programming. Integers are numbers without decimal points, like 10, like 20, like 5, like -2, like -5, like 42. All those numbers, either positive or negative without decimal points, they are integers. Storing integers is as simple as creating a variable and assigning it a number without decimal points. For example, let's create a variable and we'll call the name score. So we have the variable with the name of score, and then we are going to assign, let's say, 10 as its value. So this creates an integer variable called score, and we assigned a value of 10. So if we print score now, so let's come down and say print. If we run this, you can also run your script with shortcuts. So if you hover over this button now, you are going to see this shortcut. So the shortcut for this one now is Ctrl F5. All right, so you can either press the button or use the shortcut. Most of the times I might be using shortcuts. All right, so I run the code now. So we have 10 printed into our console because the integer of 10 is assigned to the score variable. Now that we have a number stored in a variable, we can start doing basic mathematical operations with it. Python allows us to perform simple operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on. For example, if we want to calculate total now, let's get rid of this. So we can say total is equal to, so we can say score plus, we can say plus 5 or plus, okay, plus 5. Now let's print our total. Right, if we run this now, I have Ctrl F5 as my shortcut. Your shortcut might be different, so to get your own shortcut, just hover over this and you're going to see the shortcut in gray color in front of your run. Right, so I have total to be 15. Okay, if we want to calculate difference, possibly we want to subtract a certain number from score, so we can say score minus 5. Okay, so we can also print difference. If I run that now, so I have difference to be 5. So we can have a multiplication. So let's say multiplication is equal to, I say score multiplied by 2 or multiplied by 4. Okay, so we can print that. For multiplication, you use your asterisk. The asterisk on your keyboard, that is Shift 8. Okay, so we can print multiplication. We run that. So we have multiplication to be 40, and we can have division. Okay, so we have division. Okay, so we can say division is equal to score divided, we can use 2. Okay, so now let's print division. You are going to see a difference in the result of division. Right, Ctrl F5. All right, so as you can see, the result of division is a decimal number. For addition, subtraction, and multiplication, the result is an integer. But for division, Python automatically returns a decimal number. This is the normal behavior of division operator in Python. It always returns decimal numbers. Also, if you can see in our results now, you see it is kind of a little bit difficult to identify which result is for which, though we can actually see that. We can see that total is the first print statement. You see difference, multiplication, and division. But the print statement can accept multiple inputs. just like here we have total, so we can combine text and variable in the same print statement. So for example, we want to be able to distinguish the result. We can say total. Okay, so we pass the text of total, and then we put that in quotation. We are going to separate them using comma. So with this now, we are passing two input into our print statement. So if we run this now, let's put a space in front of total so that there will be space. Okay, not really necessary because Python is going to automatically add space in between. So if we run this now, you can see we have total as 15. So in front of difference, we can have difference. So always remember to separate your different inputs with comma. So here we can have multiplication, or we can say product, whatever name we want to call it. Separate this with comma, and then we are going to have division. We run this now. So we have total to be 15, difference to be 5, multiplication to be 40, division to be 5.0. So your print statement allows for multiple inputs. It is not limited to 2. You can pass as many inputs as you want, but always remember to separate your input with comma. This flexibility with the print statement makes it easy to display results and messages together. Just remember, separate your input with comma, or else you are going to run into error. So next, we look into decimal numbers, also known as floats, to see how they differ from integers and when to use them. So I will see you in the next lesson.